Okay, getting an early start this morning, Friday morning. I want to try to finish the bottom of this door up. Now, this curved piece here, I don't know if you can see it, it's a little bit of a curve. I'm trying to make a patch for that. I don't know how far I can extend it. To me, it looks about 16 inches. But I just eyeballed it. I had this piece of steel, and I put a little bend in it. Let me turn it this way so you can see. I just put a slight bend, and I think if I just cut away this much, just a little strip, I can use that to patch this. Now I know the right way is to make the right piece, bend this hem up, and slip a piece underneath and make it all one piece. So what I'm going to do is just go for a tight weld right along that seam and then grind it out. And I just want to make this structurally sound and rust free and move forward. There's guys who could probably unskin this door, clean up the entire inside, make it perfect. I'm not one of them. I also seen guys remove this entire bracket and put it back in again. And I can't do that either. I mean, I probably could, but I'm not gonna. I also found, I forgot I had these tools. These are for paintless dent repair. And I'm using them to pry on that dent that's inside of there. It's not getting anywhere, but I'm going to try a little heat. Try a lot of heat. Joe Sousa reminded me. He did, not remind, yeah, he did remind me because he recommended I use heat in his first comment. And I forgot about it. And then he reminded me yesterday. And yeah, I'm going to put the torch to that. See if I can get that metal to move a little easier. And I didn't mention it yesterday, but I want to try welding a finish nail on there using like a vice grip connected to the slide hammer to see if I can pull that dent out. So I got a lot of things going on with this door today, and I am going down to Harbor Freight to they had grinders on sale, and I'll buy a couple new grinders. How can you go wrong with a grinder for like $11.50? So that's what's going on today. Stand by. So I got my patch cut. As you can see, I didn't cut in a straight line. It got a little wider here, but I'll shave that off. And I opened this up a little bit. I'm going to show you this. It fits pretty good. You know, when all is said and done, you know, I'm going to make it work. And I'll straighten out the, you know, it's a little off here, but I only need, let me see, maybe about 2/3 of that. And then what I'll do, I'm thinking these cracks here, I think I'll chase them and try to weld in and fill. Maybe put a sub patch behind this hole, that hole. Just get this thing as structurally sound as I can. And then reach in with the Cora Seal, I think is the product I'm going to use. Probably have to buy some more. Just to get that inside of the door sealed up and prevent it from rusting any further. And go from there. So I think the next thing to do is try to fit up that patch, which I'm noticing this. So as I'm trying to saw this out, looks like I overcut that. So I'll have to fill that in with weld. But, you know, a little at a time, I think is the way to go. Well, so much for a little at a time. I got this, I'm using basically the entire patch. It's going to fit. Down at this end, the piece goes flat, so I'm going to end up probably cutting this out and putting a little square flat filler in there, and that'll mate with the curved piece. And it's only a slight curve, but it's going to follow along here, and hopefully matches up pretty good here. And, you know, that should be it. I might just, while I'm at it now, reach in with the Cora Seal and a brush and just get as far as I can right in this area here. But I think that's here and there. I don't think it's going to rust anymore as if the truck comes back to life, because I'll never use it in the rain. But, you know, probably do it right. You know, I'm going to patch this hole up, and I got to square this up, make this into more of a rectangle, and, you know, bend something for this little curve right here. But I found the pieces that, you know, this is covered. I could leave this like it is. Nobody would know because there's a cover that goes over that. So I don't know. I want to get it. Like I said, I want to get this door structurally sound and reassembled. That's my plan. So you can see I started putting the patch in. Not going bad. I mean, those are some of my best welds on the top, and those are some of my worst welds on the bottom. So, you know, like anything, put it on, take it off. I'll get it. Got a lot of porosity in that metal, you know. Maybe I should make a patch up higher and just made it to the existing patch. I don't know. It's only the bottom of the door. I just want it to be structurally sound, so I'll fill that in. Fill these little holes as best I can. And remember, they're all, if I don't fill them, they become drain holes, which that's a drain hole. And that's a drain hole from the factory. And those are what clog up. Then you get wet dirt down there, and that's how you end up with a rotted out door. So the more holes the merrier is my philosophy. So it's coming along pretty good. This is that curve piece. And, you know, does it look factory? Not quite yet, but you see above that I cut out some windows, I guess you want to call them. The welds, it was just chasing, the metal was just too thin up here. So I said, you know what, let me just cut it back. It's just this flat piece of stock that'll butt up against the three sides, and it goes behind the other patch. And then the weld should make it look like a like that factory edge. I'm hoping. I don't know for sure, but you know, give it my best shot. Same thing over there, and I'll probably cut out a couple holes right there. Maybe some round patches on those two spots right there. But that's definitely a rectangle I want to cut out there. And the way I do that is I just break that piece in the middle and then go back and forth with the until it flexes and breaks, and I file it flat. I don't have a saw blade that'll cut that. So the bottom of the door, it's getting there. No point in showing it to you because it's so freaking ugly. But I had to try this. This is what Joe Sousa recommended to me. I took a finished nail, welded it to the crease, grabbed it with my vice grip. I think he said I should use a slide hammer, which I, you know, just don't feel like digging out. I know I have one somewhere. But I do this, and let's see if it'll come out. Oh, look at that. It came right up. That's funny because this is my third try, and the first two tries didn't work. Well, that's cool. Now I'm put one here and here and here. Basically, it's like having a stud gun. Nice. It came up a little. A little more here, a little more here. Huh. So it does work. Thanks, Joe. Well, I guess I got to sand this off before I can see if I did any good. I mean, I can tell the deepest part of the dent is out. Now I need to chase it all the way down here. But I think the right tool for this is not a stud gun. It's that Vevor spot welder slide hammer combination tool. We just weld it and then pull, weld it, pull, weld it, pull. And I might spend the $200 on it. I mean, what the heck? I looked for one online, like a marketplace. Maybe somebody was selling one for half price, and I didn't see any. They're selling them for full price, used, which is kind of weird to me. So I might just buy a new one from Amazon. But what the heck? I like the way that came out, or it's coming out. So it's got potential. I'm not going to throw this door in the trash. And, you know, yes, my welds are really ugly underneath, but I am going to fix them with the grinder. And that's about enough for today. Thanks for watching.